Have you ever tried to hear a whisper in the middle of a massive rock concert? It's pretty much impossible, right? Well, that's basically the challenge scientists face when they try to listen to the very heartbeat of our planet. But what if they found a place with almost perfect, total silence? A place where they could finally hear the Earth's deepest secrets?
So, where would a place like that even be? You might be thinking maybe a high-tech soundproof room or somewhere in the middle of a vast empty desert. Nope. The real answer is way, way more extreme than that.
2.5. That's 2.5 kilometers, about a mile and a half straight down. Deep, deep inside the Antarctic ice sheet. That is where scientists have found the perfect listening post. And what they're doing there? Well, it's nothing short of incredible. This is the Deep Ice Seismometer Project. And the mission, it sounds simple enough. Just place some of the world's most sensitive earthquake detectors deep beneath the South Pole. The goal? To get the clearest possible signal from the Earth's interior. But actually pulling it off? Well, that's where things get really complicated. And what these new sensors can do is honestly mind-blowing. We're talking about the ability to detect any major earthquake, a magnitude 5 or higher, no matter where it happens on the entire planet. They're going to fill this huge blind spot in our global network, letting us map the Earth's mantle and core like never before. And get this, they can even listen to the ice sheet itself groaning and shifting. This quote from seismologist Samantha Hansen just nails it. It's not just about making things a little quieter. It's about achieving a level of isolation so complete that the only thing left to hear is the planet itself. Just think about that for a second. But you have to ask, why go to such insane lengths? Why travel to the most remote place on Earth for this? Well, to get that, you first have to understand the one thing that drives every seismologist on the planet a little bit crazy: noise. You see, our planet is never, ever truly still. It's a constant symphony of vibrations. You've got ocean waves crashing thousands of miles away, the wind, cars on a highway, even herds of animals running. It all creates seismic noise. The Earth itself even has this constant low hum, and its own rotation can actually distort the earthquake waves scientists are trying to study. And this shows the difference perfectly. A normal seismic station is just constantly fighting all that noise. But the South Pole, it's a whole different ballgame. It's thousands of kilometers from the nearest ocean. There's almost no human activity. And this part is really cool, because it's right at the axis of the planet's rotation, that whole distortion effect, it just disappears. So yeah, the South Pole isn't just a good spot for this, it's the perfect spot. But actually building this ultimate listening post, well, that was a journey that took decades to complete. The whole idea was first tested back in 2002 with a much shallower instrument. But the dream was always to go deeper, way deeper. The team tried to partner up with the massive Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory, but they were turned down. It was just considered too risky for that huge project. But they didn't give up. In 2020, they tried again, and this time, they got a yes. I just love this quote from USGS geophysicist Rob Anthony. It's so direct. We're piggybacking. They weren't trying to start from scratch. They were cleverly hitching a ride on a much, much bigger project. And that piggybacking was absolutely crucial. Do you have any idea how much it costs to drill a 1.5 mile deep hole in the Antarctic ice? Millions. Plural. But using the special hot water drill that the Ice Cube project already had, this $1 million mission saved an absolute fortune. It's just a fantastic example of scientific resourcefulness. So, they managed to get a ride on the drill. But that was just the beginning. The actual installation of these super sensitive instruments was an incredibly high-stakes operation, with, and I mean this, zero margin for error. I mean, just look at the problems they had to solve. The pressure and cold down there are just crushing, so they needed a special custom-built vessel. There's no GPS signal that deep, so they had to sync their timing with Ice Cube's ultra-precise atomic clocks. And to get the data out, they literally had to disguise their data to make it look like it was coming from the main observatory. Just brilliant problem-solving all around. Okay, but here's the most nerve-wracking part of the whole thing. After they lower the sensor down this long, water-filled hole, they just have to wait for it to freeze solid. The catch is, as water freezes, it expands, and that expansion can literally push the instrument off balance.
If it tilts more than 3 degrees, just 3, it becomes $1 million piece of junk. And once it's frozen, that's it. It is locked in that position forever. And you want to talk about a heart-stopping moment? While the water was freezing, the team watched one of the sensors actually tilt to a dangerous 1.6 degrees. And then, by what they can only call sheer dumb luck, some shift in the ice nudged it back toward level. They almost lost it. Rob Anthony's analogy is just perfect here. It's not like fixing something in a lab. Once that sensor is lowered and the freezing starts, the rocket has launched. There are no second chances. You don't get to call it back and try again. You get one shot to get it right. So, after all that risk, all that incredible ingenuity, what's next? What are these amazing instruments, now locked permanently in the ice, actually going to reveal to us? Well, the future is already happening. The sensors are on, they're working, and they've already detected their first major earthquake, a magnitude 6.1 all the way from near Okinawa, Japan. The system works. It actually works. And the potential here is just staggering. We're talking about high-definition maps of our planet's very core, real-time data on how fast the ice sheet is sliding, which is absolutely critical for understanding sea level rise. They could even be used to help identify secret nuclear tests or even detect meteorite impacts. It's a game changer. And now, the human part of the story is fading into the background. The engineers and scientists who pulled off this incredible installation are packing up and leaving the South Pole for the long, dark winter ahead. Very soon, the sun there is going to set, and it won't rise again for 6 long months. The base will fall silent, and the last little bit of human-made noise will finally disappear, leaving those 2 seismometers all alone in the deep, dark ice, in a state of true, absolute quiet.
And that leaves us with this one final thought. As they sit there, waiting in the most profound silence on the entire planet, what stories are they going to hear? What secrets, buried for eons, will our planet finally whisper from its core? All we have to do now is listen.